episode of the Amateur Hour podcast. I'm Jacob. I'm joined by Roman.
What's going on?
Also joined by Colin.
Hey guys.
Today we'll be talking about a sport that isn't basketball, which is kind of weird right now. We'll be talking about the NFL today, and it's almost midway, it's about midway through the season.
Yep, we're 7 games in.
We're gonna talk about who we think will win MVP at the end of this season.
It'll be interesting.
It's an interesting race right now.
There's about 4 or 5 names that I can throw in.
I have 4.
List.
I have 4.
There's a lot you could throw in, right?
I'm gonna start off. I'm not gonna.
The Seahawks fan is gonna pick.
Okay, fine. I guess I'll start off with Russell. My pick for MVP would be Russell Wilson. As of right now, he is absolutely hooping, even though it's football.
He's still hooping.
He's still hooping. He's got 15 touchdowns and only 1 interception through 4 games. I think he's got the second highest passer rating in the league this year, behind Kirk Cousins, which is interesting. But
what?
Well, because Kirk Cousins throws the easy passes just to boost his stats.
This is true.
But regardless, his quarterback rating is he's 114 right now, which is the highest it's ever been in his career.
His QBR is ridiculous too. It's almost 80 right now. It's 79.6.
He is
ridiculous.
He is playing very, very well. He's already at 2,000 yards, and we're half through the season, so he's probably gonna have a 4,000 yard throwing season. He is everything about the Seattle Seahawks. Every reason that we win is because of Russell Wilson. If it was not for Russell Wilson, we would be winless probably. I really honestly, man, I watch every Seahawks game. If it's not for Russell Wilson, we are not playing in a close football game at all.
Yeah, I watched the Baltimore game and it was glaring.
Our defense has just been underperforming. Our defense is not where I'd like it to be. Even though it's young, it's still not where I'd like it to be. Our offensive line just cannot hold his own, and Russell Wilson's kind of just running for his life. And still, he is probably going to win MVP this year. And
as of right now,
and if you think about it, Russell Wilson has never really had a top tier receiver to be good. We lost Doug Baldwin to retirement, and he's still managing to keep us in the win column. Tyler Lockett is our best receiver. We've got Brown, we've got Moore, we've got Metcalf, but it just seems like we don't have all this top talent in our receiving end, but we still manage to just find a way to win, and that's all because of Russell Wilson just being so great.
To me, the race boils down to 4 players: Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, and Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, you're missing one.
For Christian McCaffrey, who am I missing?
Aaron Rodgers.
He's not gonna win over these guys. I don't think.
You don't think so?
These are my 4.
Talking about a guy that's okay.
Well, for Christian McCaffrey is a running back, and I don't think a running back's going to win this year because of how stacked the QBs have been playing.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson isn't consistent enough on a throwing basis.
I wouldn't give him the MVP just because he's not.
He's hot and cold.
He can throw, but it's not consistently.
It is pretty consistent. It's not consistent enough.
But he's gonna give you 100 yards rushing every time.
Yeah,
but he's still
incredible play.
He's only had 200 yards passing, 250 yards passing.
But he's good. I'm not knocking him. He's really young, but he's only 22. But that's gonna come, I think, as he gets older.
I agree.
But right now he's already in the MVP race, and he's still,
looking
and
good.
He's not even a consistent he's not even a consistent enough thrower. He's already in the MVP race. This guy's gonna be
He's
close.
looking really good. He's looking really good.
Patrick Mahomes, injured right now. I think that's going to affect his stake because I think it was a 2-horse race between him and Russell Wilson, but I think Mahomes' stake's a little hurt by this injury. And Russell Wilson, for me, is going to win MVP.
For me
Colin,
too.
you've enlightened all the points I needed to say. He's carrying the Seattle Seahawks.
He is absolutely carrying us right now.
He is everything to that team right now.
And he has been over.
He's putting the workload on his back, and he's running with it, and he's doing really well.
And the thing I love about Russell Wilson too is he's really smart. He doesn't make dumb throws. He doesn't stay in the pocket too long. If he's getting pressured, he gets out of the pocket. Even when he goes for runs, he never takes hits. He always either slides or tries to get out of bounds. He really protects himself, and it shows with him because he has not missed a game in his career.
Yeah, great leader as well.
I do want to talk about Aaron Rodgers though, because I think
it's
crazy.
I want to talk about Rodgers too.
So how many TDs did Russ have?
What, right now?
Yeah, how many is he on?
15, 1 interception.
Okay.
Rodgers is at 13 and 2
13
interceptions.
with 2 interceptions, but you also got to remember,
but still, they
he's
are
playing for Green Bay, who has...
Oh, their receiving core is abysmal.
It's terrible, and they don't have a running back.
Green Bay's defense is playing really well.
Haven't Green Bay lost 2 games because of a dropped TD pass?
You see the last one? Oh my days!
I didn't see it. I just heard about this.
Clear as day. Like, it was bad.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers deserves a bit more credit than he gets.
He's playing
their defense.
He's been great. I don't have in my MVP conversation. Not that like this is like an elite cast we're talking about. Like Aaron Rodgers has been phenomenal.
I'd put him above Jackson.
He's a bad man.
I put him above Jackson for sure.
Above Lamar? Yeah.
Neither of them are gonna win it for me, but.
Right, well, if we're talking about possibles, I think you have to throw Aaron Rodgers in there.
Yeah.
Right now, I think
Rodgers is playing well enough to be in the conversation. I don't see a reason why he shouldn't be in the conversation.
I don't have Mahomes in it now just because he got injured.
We'll see how long.
Yeah, me neither. I'm not going to talk about Mahomes because he's going to miss his 3rd game in a row. Is this going to be his 3rd game in a row he's missing? Second game he's missing.
But in the game he got injured, he didn't play half. I don't think he made halftime.
Right now, it's Russell's to lose.
Yeah, this is Russell Wilson.
I think
it'll be hard for him to maintain the way he's playing.
It is going to be really hard for him to maintain how we're playing because. Like, obviously, we're only halfway through the season and a lot can happen. But I think we're going to have to make a wild card spot at least for him to win MVP. I think if we don't make the playoffs, he won't.
But Green Bay is a lot like Seattle. No Aaron Rodgers, I don't think they win a game this year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No Aaron Rodgers, no Green Bay, no Russell Wilson.
He does not have a good O-line.
Their O-line is okay. Their O-line's okay, but
he's been sacked.
Their defense has been playing
12 times.
Their defense has been playing really, really well.
He's got a rating of 103. He's playing.
Man, Russ has been sacked 17 times so far.
Jesus. Oh my God.
Last year he was sacked 51 times in 16 games.
Aaron Rodgers also he throws a ton. He's already attempted
250
passes.
Yeah, but if you're Aaron Rodgers, why wouldn't you throw? Why wouldn't you use
Aaron Rodgers is arguably the most talented quarterback
of all time. Yeah.
Like
many people would say
there's a definite case for him being the most talented
I remember him
against
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
Not the greatest, but just talent. Like the guy just makes shit happen.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna throw another name in there. Jacob, I don't think you mentioned this guy, but I'm gonna throw in Deshaun Watson right now.
Oh, I have him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
He has been playing really well so far. Stats wise, it's a little bit underneath where Wilson and Rodgers are. He's thrown for 13 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He's got a QB rating of 104, which is pretty good. You always want to see that over 100.
Yep.
His QBR is about 76 right now, which is pretty good.
Very good.
They are 4-3, but I think a lot of that is due to
the team he plays on.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Texans. But I don't know if you guys remember earlier on the season, but they picked up Kenny Stills and Laramie Tunsil. They gave up 2 first-round picks, and they took a lot of heat for that.
Yeah.
But
Stills working out.
The good thing is, he hasn't really been sacked that much.
Who?
In the past 3 games, I think Watson's been sacked like once or twice, maybe.
He's still on 21 sacks in the season.
For the season, but since they traded for a bolstered O-line, since they traded for Laramie Tunsil, he has been protected way better.
The big thing with them is they knew they had to trade because their running back got injured.
Yeah.
Who was it? Lamar Miller?
I think it was Miller.
It was Miller got injured right before the season started, and they had absolutely no run game. It was too late to pick up a new running back.
Yeah.
And I can't remember who they actually did end up picking up, but it was somebody that's has either declined in the past years or...
Oh, no. Watson got sacked 3 times against the Colts. But before that, he didn't get sacked for 2 games, which is pretty good. But anyways, I think Watson is kind of like a mini like version of like Aaron Rodgers. He's got that just like clutch factor with him.
Yeah, they picked up Hyde. Sorry.
Carlos Hyde?
Oh, they picked him up. For no one else.
But yeah, I really like Watson. He's a smart quarterback. He can make the deep passes. He knows how to run the offense. And he's really young. He's only 24. He's only getting better.
He's a great player.
He is a very good player.
Talent.
He is a good player, and I think that the Texans are really smart for getting him some offensive line help because my main philosophy with football is the game is won and lost on the line. On the O-line, on the D-line. That is where the game is decided. If you can dominate the game offensively on the O-line and defensively on the D-line, you're going to win every single game. And I think the Texans are moving in a right direction by adding some pieces to their O-line to protect their young quarterback because they realize that they have something really special.
Well, if he gets
throwing with him,
and if he gets hit, they're done.
Yeah, but same thing with Rodgers and Wilson. Like, there's some teams that you look at and you say, even if your quarterback is hurt, you're still going to play well. Think of the Saints. They lost Drew Brees and they are undefeated so far.
Yeah.
Right?
Teddy Bridgewater is 5-0.
But Teddy Bridgewater is arguably one of the best backups in the game right now.
He is the best
backup. I've been saying this.
Still, backup.
Blake Bortles is a backup.
But he wasn't a backup till he got his injuries.
He was looking like a promising guy until he messed up his knees twice.
Wait, he's no Drew Brees.
No, by all means, you know Drew Brees. But I'm saying the Saints are that kind of team.
Yeah, I agree.
Where even if your Hall of Fame franchise quarterback goes down, they're still going to win games.
Well, and it's clear they have because they're 5-0.
But that's what I'm arguing.
Yeah,
Teams like Seattle and Green Bay, they wouldn't be able to handle that because
Green Bay wouldn't win a game.
No.
Because we're so dependent on our quarterbacks. I'm like, the Seahawks were so dependent on Russell Wilson. If he goes down, we're screwed.
If Aaron Rodgers can put the ball in the hands of a wide open receiver and still not get a touchdown.
The Aaron Rodgers effect, I feel the most bad for Detroit fans. They have been screwed by Aaron Rodgers so many times.
I don't know. I don't feel bad for the Lions, man. The Lions have been stupid. They've held on to Matthew Stafford for 10 years.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I don't feel bad at all for that. But when they play Rodgers, he goes off almost every time.
Yeah. Well, that whole division has lately been Green Bay. I mean, except for last year when they didn't make the playoffs.
Who's in that division? Green Bay,
Detroit, the Bears, Detroit, and the Vikings.
The Vikings have been off and on.
Man, the Vikings are looking good this year. A lot of people were chirping Kirk Cousins at the beginning of the year because he was kind of AIDS, but in the past few games he's played a lot better. But yeah, enough of Kirk Cousins. I don't want to talk about that guy.
I think that wraps up the MVP discussion. Thank you for listening to another episode. Follow us at Amateur PDC, Twitter and Instagram. Actually, we're on YouTube now.
Hey.
Go to the Amateur Sports channel on YouTube if you want to listen on there. You can listen to the episodes wherever you want. Spotify, Apple Podcast, or YouTube.
We're expanding.
We're expanding. We're doing our best. We're trying to make it better. We'll see you again soon with some more daily content.